guys find themselves in a very serious position sometimes. It's like they have done everything to try to show that they love, their wives or their, and nothing ever seems to be enough. And so we are trying to look at that why is that so? And that was the issue of we talked about the couple that invited us, that they were, they actually invited us for dinner, but the dinner was to say that they are separating, and I couldn't get over it. I said, and the argument was very interesting. The woman said, he doesn't love me. And the guy said, I love her, but she doesn't appreciate the fact that I love her. And so in talking, and it was so simple. The guy says, I bought her this, I bought her a car, I've done ABC for her. And she says, I don't need all those things, I can buy it myself. So, okay, what do you want? She said, and this was very true story, that I just want him to hold me in public. And, so here were two people who were doing everything they knew to do. The guy is doing everything, thinking that I'm showing her how much I love her. But I don't know. It was not work. Eh?
Anyway, let me take over. So, I think that for men, it's very interesting that before marriage, a man goes out of his way to let the woman know how much he loves her. If he has to say it, he will say it, he will show it. He will do whatever it takes for her to understand that he loves her. But once he marries her, it's almost like it switches. And what he now begins to do to show that he loves or cares about her is that he takes care of her. Huh?
But if the guy doesn't do those things, she will still complain.
Do which things? Like, now just say the things.
I bought her a car, I bought her this. If she does, she will complain. Abby?
I think men need to understand how women view, how women can assess that they are loved. For a man, love is really physical.
What do you mean by love is physical?
It's sex.
Says who? Have you been a man before?
I have not.
How can you ask that kind of question? How can you say that kind of... How can you just conclude that?
I'm saying, a man, it is a major part for the man.
You cannot speak for men because you have never been a man before.
Okay.
How can you say...
Okay, I said that because men are moved. A man can go from 0 to 100 based on what he sees. Very, very
Even a woman can go from 0 to 1,000 based on even what she hears.
Yeah, so we're
And
not having an argument. I just want to make a point. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say.
listen, a woman can go from 0 to 100. Look, and there are some things that just make it easier to accept someone. Somebody comes, like there's this video that somebody sent about benefactor. You saw it? Very, very funny. This guy comes in this funny car and talks to this girl that I just give me your account number, and he puts money in her account number. Then she said 300,000. Is that for my fuel or for what?
Or for my driver.
Or for my driver. Then she said, okay, you give me your account number. And she said, I have put 10 million in your account. I am the benefactor.
Well, you go and take care of your wife.
You go and take care of your wife. Now, then she goes into a Rolls Royce. But the point I'm making is, had that guy come in a Rolls Royce, it would have been easier for him to be accepted. Yes or no?
I guess if that's your thing, huh?
Taiwo, you are going to tell me that I'm going back into history. If I had showed up in a Rolls Royce, all the wahala you put me through would have been eliminated Yes or no?
Yeah, and I already explained
That?
I already. And you know, you have to. God, I want to hit this man right now. I already explained. I did not want to marry a poor man.
That's what I'm saying. So for you to say that men are moved by what they see, all I am trying to get you to understand is that that is a fallacy of hasty generalization.
So men are not moved by what they see.
Okay, guys, I hope you understand me.
We're talking
I'm not saying that
about
men are not moved, but I am saying you
women are also
cannot
moved.
say that that is the exclusive of men, because women are also moved by what they see.
Okay, I agree.
Uh-huh.
But now, can we get back on point?
We were never off point.
What are we talking about today?
I love you.
So what is I love you to you? Let's start that way.
To me,
Yes. Just say what is I love you to you?
for me, I love you is that you don't stress me. I love you is that
Stress you in what way?
you understand me. You've taken time to understand me. I love you to me is that little things like we talked about. You pop into the office to see me, you sit down with me, you tell me stories, and we have a good laugh. And yeah. What is I love you to you?
Have you finished?
I think for me that's major. That you spend time with me when I'm available. That is major. I'm a very huggy person. What?
I'm telling them it's true. Go on.
So I'm very huggy, kissy, and so I love the fact that we can be watching something on TV, we're having a conversation, and you just stand up abruptly, boom, and you just come to. Initially, when you started doing that, I was like, "Hey, what's happening?" And you just walk to me and you give me a kiss. That is so nice. Yeah, good girl, though.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. Generally, what you have said about how you understand what you understand by I loving you, what it means to you? Is that what it means to other men?
Not other men.
No. I mean, I'm saying generally, what do men take to mean that they're loved by their wives?
I think it varies. It varies. Just like we had a show some time ago when we talked about each person is an individual, even in raising children. We have a lot of people who say, "Oh, I raised them the same way. I don't know why this one turned out bad." But you can't raise them the same way because they are different people. And I think it still boils down to the individual. Okay, let me ask, what is I love you to Taiwo?
I love you to Taiwo is that you pay attention. Is that you let me know that you care, that you watch out for me, that it matters how I feel. That's I love you. And that when I say something, that it is received, it is listened to, it's acknowledged. Yeah.
So how am I doing on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, okay. You're doing well.
Ah.
The reason why I said was because when I asked you what is that, I didn't ask you how I was doing. So that's why I said oh.
No, you are doing excellently well. I don't think we'll be as close as we are if you were not doing well. Because whenever I am out of the house, the one thing I can't wait for is to get back to the house. I have so many stories I have lined up that I want to tell you. And we notice that when I'm outside, it's so expensive for us on the phone. You know, even times when I would leave the house from inside the garage, I'm talking to you on the phone till I get to where I'm going. And then on the way back, I'm talking to you on the phone until I get inside the kitchen where you are. You know, so yeah, I think I'm a guy that feels very, very, very loved.
Oh, and I'm a woman that feels. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Oh, yeah, bring your face.
You should do it romantic. You should even be romantic. Just say, oh yeah, bring your face.
Because we have an audience.
Who does that?
And I'm a woman who feels very.
You say, oh yeah, bring your face.
I'm a woman who feels. All right. I'm a woman who also feels very, very loved. On a serious note, though.
We have been serious throughout. Now, why are you now saying as if what we were saying before was not serious?
Okay, all right. Can I continue? So, what the point I was trying to make before we went was that a lot of times, and please let me know if I'm wrong, a lot of times women do not get the impression that their husbands love them, or should I say that their husbands care about them the way they did before marriage.
That's a valid point.
Yes.
Very valid point. And I think...
And women wish, many women would like that their husbands would come. You know, before marriage, and this is true for I'm sure for most women, if not 99.9% of women, that before marriage, the men pay so much attention. They're all over the woman. They let her know that she is the center of their world, that they care about her and all that. And she goes into marriage with so much hope. You understand? And then it looks like a lot of times men don't keep up that.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you know I'm a statistician. So that's your figure of 99.9. Where did you get it from?
I got that from knowing that generally speaking.
So wait, the only way you can redeem yourself. So am I part of that 99.9 or am I that 0.1?
You are the 0.1.
Hey! You want to be starting something?
Okay, maybe it's not 99. What I'm trying to say is
I think 99.9 is too big.
I'm saying before marriage. Most women, when they get to the altar, they're full of so much hope, so much joy. The guy loves me. I love him. He has shown. There's that confidence going forward that it's going to be good.
So what we're saying is that courtship should never end.
Yes, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. And many times it does.
Listen, in the beginning, and that's why I always say, if your attraction was physical, a day will come. The Bible says that the things that are seen are temporal. They are subject to change. If your attraction was physical, if the I love you was that I love your figure, I love your face, I love, that is not sustainable. You know, absolutely not sustainable, because it means that the day any of those things change, your love has evaporated. And the truth is this, I am not the way I was when we got married, you know, so why then should I think the most important thing is that we age with dignity. You know, I think that's the most important thing, that at any age we find ourselves, we look good for that age. That means we're not letting ourselves go. We take care of ourselves. I think that is very important.
If you question your wife's love for you, or if as a woman you question the fact that maybe your husband loves you, then you need to. What do they need to do?
First of all, I think it's important, again, you know, even as we are talking about love language, I think there is even another thing we need to look at, communication language. Because for some people, the communication language, because I don't want to put everybody, the ideal is that we sit down and we talk. But there comes a time when there are certain things that you probably can't talk about, or you are not sure if that space is there. And that's what you did in the beginning, where you wrote to me. And I was like, what? You know? But guys, the ideal is we work hard to create the safe space to be able to talk to one another. You know, a lot of times we talk about nagging wives, but do you know there are nagging husbands?
I do, I know.
There are nagging husbands that your wife, every single thing you are nagging. Oh, you haven't done this. Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, yeah. And you just become look.
I think maybe, you know, as we're talking, I'm thinking, we're talking about love languages. I think that if you want your marriage to work, whether you're male or you're female watching, I think you have to be ready to, part of the commitment is that you're ready to do whatever it takes to make it work. So at some point, if I feel that the spark, whatever, is not there like it used to, there has to be a point at which we sit down and we communicate.
Important.
There has to be, otherwise, you know, there'll be marriages where a misunderstanding from something relatively simple almost broke the home.
Yep.
I remember, and I'll say this, you know, at the time I was young, my parents almost had a major misunderstanding when my dad was turning 40. And what happened? My mom had been saving money and they used to put their money together into a general pool. They had my account, they had your account, and then they had a joint account. Before my dad turned 40, my mom began to take some money out separate, not putting it in the general pool. And she wouldn't explain why she was doing so. And she was putting money apart because she was planning a big party for him for his 40th birthday. And so he began to ask her, and she wouldn't tell him what she was doing because it was supposed to be a surprise. And it got to the point where he thought she was up to something not good. And the relationship, they were hardly talking. And then finally, because my mom and my dad's cousin are very close, my mom told my auntie, this is what's going on. So my auntie called him and said, get yourself together. She's planning a surprise for you, you know.
And I remember she even told me about that surprise.
Yes, you know, and you know, sometimes...
we have been together for so long. So I was there for his 40th birthday. Hey.
The reason why I said that is because in that particular situation, because she was planning a surprise, she couldn't communicate what she was using the money for. And for whatever reason, he couldn't understand why she was not telling him what she was up to. But in the end, he had to find out that thing that was causing the whatever it was.
And it's little things.
You know, had to be explained, because at some point it even looked like the party would not hold, because it was now like, why is she not telling me what she's doing and all that. So, but that just shows the importance of communication. That it's crucial. It's important.
Have you noticed that virtually every session we have, no matter where we go, it always comes back to communication?
It's important, and I admit, and I think I've said this before, communication is not the easiest thing. When we first got married, I struggled, like you've said, I struggled with communicating. It was hard for me to say, if I want to say anything, I would be like, I know, it's not really important. And as my mom was like, that thing that you're saying is not important, I want to hear it. It was not very easy for me to express what was going on my inside in words. And many times I would prefer not to see anything. But it's so crucial because, you see, the less we communicate, the more we'll misunderstand each other. The more we misunderstand each other, the more we will drift. And the more there will be reason for greater misunderstanding.
We will continue this conversation. Please write your comments, write your notes, and you know what? Share.
And if there's something that you really would like us to talk about, let us know. Sincerely, our passion is to see more marriages work.
Oh yeah.
Our passion is to see more marriages work.
And again, like we've always said, marriage is not for angels. It's not for perfect people. So these are imperfect people coming together to make the best of imperfect situations. But it can work. So please share widely. Share. You know, to a lot of people, and let's do this. Thank you so much. Keep winning.
Thank you. God bless.